Good morning, good day. So, kind of left you on a bit of a cliffhanger last night, or yesterday with the vlog, because I said something what is happening? Daisy, how is it that I brush you every single day, and we get you groomed every 3 to 4 weeks? We have literally shaved off all of your fur, and still, somehow, you manage to create insane mats in your fur every day. This cat, she doesn't even have any fur anymore. It's gone. She only has fur on her head, and she still manages to get that fur matted. The reason is because she'll like lick it, but then she'll like, I don't want to clean myself, and she'll give up, so she'll just like and like get it in a big old mat. Oh, Eric called me. Oh God, I have to go. Okay, sorry, got interrupted by a phone call from Eric. Anyway, the big thing that is happening in my life is that we're moving again. It's not very exciting. We're moving back home to our Los Angeles home because the plan was always to move here and rent this place for an unknown amount of time, but my hopes were that we'd find a place to buy pretty much immediately and move in because I'm delusional. And I thought that would happen while the housing market is like literally the worst it's ever been in history, and no one can afford a house and it's all a disaster. So I'm really stupid. So yeah, I thought that was going to happen immediately, and it didn't. So my hope was that we'd move to this rental and then we'd find a house to buy and immediately move into a new house and just go home to move our stuff and then sell my old house. Well, that's not happening. We're going home tomorrow. Literally, like, we're moving. Today I'm packing up all of my crap, and there's a lot of stuff to pack, and I'm very overwhelmed and stressed about it. And we're going back home to Los Angeles. I don't know how long we'll be there because the hope is still to buy a house and move ASAP. Now, I know it's a dumb time to move. I know it's a dumb time to buy a house. I know. I've been told this by lots of people, but so many things in the last couple of years have shown me that that is not the right place for my children to be. As much as I love Los Angeles and that is where my work is, and it makes most sense for me to be there if I were childless, I am not childless. I have children, and they are more important to me than anything, and they are more important to me than me, and I care about them and their happiness more than anything literally on this earth. Can they be happy there? Of course, but it just doesn't feel like the safest, happiest place for them, and I want to provide that for them. And if I can, I'm going to. I'm going to work my entire life to make sure that my children are as happy as they can be and as safe and as healthy as they can be. The fact that where we currently live in Los Angeles is basically over 100 degrees a lot of the year. We can't take them outside because it gets too hot. They get overheated, they get dehydrated, they can get sunburned. We don't really have a backyard for them to play in. We're kind of trapped in that house, and it's a great place to be trapped in. That is a beautiful freaking home. I am not complaining. Do not get me wrong. Like, oh my God, that house is gorgeous. That's why I got that house. I love that house. But my hope is to be closer to family. I grew up really close with my family. I grew up down the street from both sets of grandparents, all my cousins, and I loved that life. It was really wonderful for me, and my kids love their family, and I would love for them to be around family as much as possible. I don't have any family in LA anymore. I have wonderful friends. I want my kids to live in a place where there's lots of family and wonderful things to do and better weather and the beach and parks and places that feel safe. The places I've taken my kids to in Los Angeles have not felt safe. I mean, last time I took Flynn to a park in Los Angeles to make friends, a stranger, a man walked up to us and exposed himself and was disgusting to me and to my son. I made a video about that. I'm not gonna talk about it here. But that was like at a park by my house, and there's like terrible things that happen in and around the neighborhoods that I live in all the time, like shootings and stabbings and burglaries and all this stuff. I know this happens everywhere, but it happens a lot more in Los Angeles, and I just want to feel safe, and I want my kids to feel safe, and I want them to feel protected. And so for right now, it seems as though that is not the right place for me and my family. I know it's a horrible time to move. I know it's a horrible time to buy, obviously, but it might be the best time for my family, even if it's stupid to everyone else on the planet looking at me, because I want to provide a happy, safe home for my children. Anyway, I'm talking way too much about this. I'm gonna move on from this topic. We're moving home right now. What I wanted to talk about was not that I am moving. What I wanted to talk about is ADHD for a second, because I've been experiencing a symptom that sometimes comes along with ADHD. I hate it, and sometimes when I talk about these things, it helps me to feel a little bit better. It helps me to feel less alone because you guys tell me your experiences with it, and sometimes it helps you guys too who struggle with these same things. There is something called ADHD paralysis, and it sucks. And I struggled with that really bad this morning. I literally could not get out of bed. And for those of you who don't know what ADHD paralysis is, let me fill you in. ADHD paralysis refers to one's inability to focus, concentrate, or perform tasks when living with ADHD. Okay, that just sounds like ADHD in general, kind of, you know, but the symptom symptom typically occurs when someone is feeling overwhelmed by their environment or situation, resulting in a brain crash and limited functionality. Having an inability to focus or concentrate sounds kind of generic and not that big of a deal, but ADHD paralysis can be so frustrating because you literally do feel paralyzed. Like you cannot move because you are so overwhelmed. It is so, I can't explain it better than that. It sounds stupid because you could look at someone who's currently struggling with ADHD paralysis and be like, why are they just laying on the couch, or why are they just laying on the bed? Like, you have so much to do. Why are you just sitting there for hours not doing anything? Get up and do it. Trust me, if someone is having ADHD paralysis, we want to get up. We want to do all the things we need to do. We desperately are trying, but like I literally feel like I cannot get out of bed. I can't do it because I get so overwhelmed. My mind gets so overstimulated and overwhelmed. It feels like, I was trying to explain to Eric the other night, because this has been happening to me quite a lot with everything that's been snowballing in our lives right now. Feels like where most people can look at a task and they can see like, oh, I need to wash the dishes. Okay, something generic like that. That task in my brain is connected to a spaghetti noodle. So there's like the spaghetti noodle that is washing the dishes, but it's in a huge freaking massive pot of spaghetti, and it's all tangled like a spider web and just all mixed together with all of the other things that I have to do. So it's like, if I wash the dishes, I need to search the whole house for all of the dishes that need to be washed, because I can't just wash the dishes in the sink. If I'm washing the dishes, I have to wash all of the dishes and make sure they are all washed perfectly and all put away perfectly. So I need to find every single dish in the house. But if I go look for every single dish in the house, I'm gonna notice the other messes around the house. Like I need to do the laundry. Okay, but if I need to do the laundry, I'm gonna have to organize the closets, because after the laundry's finished, I'm gonna need to put the laundry away. But if I put the laundry away, there might not be enough room in all of the drawers, because I know there are clothes that the babies have grown out of that I need to donate. So I need to go through all the drawers in order to do the laundry. So if I don't go through all the drawers, then I need to find stuff to donate. But if I'm gonna donate stuff and I'm gonna make a trip to donate stuff to a women's shelter or something, I'm gonna need to go through all of my clothes too and make sure I find the stuff for that I need to donate as well, because I don't wanna make multiple trips. I need to do one big trip. So now I need to go through the entire house and find all the stuff that I need to donate. But in doing that, I'm gonna go through all the stuff in the house and realize, oh my God, there's so many things that I need to clean up. You get the point. That's what goes through my brain with like, I need to wash the dishes. So when there are multiple tasks, like right now, we're moving. So I have to pack the entire house. I have to pack my bedroom and the baby's bedroom and the living room and the kitchen and the outside and the office and all of these places. So those are all separate little spaghetti noodles. But then I have to clean each room. So those are all separate spaghetti noodles. These are all normal tasks, normal human being things. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying like, oh my God, my life is so hard, I have to pack. Like, I'm not saying that. But on top of doing that, my workload's very heavy right now, which is all wonderful things, wonderful problems to have. But there's also still the big issue right now with me where I'm having this bit of like imposter syndrome moment. I go through this in waves like every couple months, and I'm in a downward moment right now where I'm like, my career's over, I suck, I don't deserve any of this, I shouldn't have any of this, and now it's all gonna go away tomorrow and everyone hates me, and blah, 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 and that whole mess is happening in my brain. And then of course the pressures of the most important thing, being a good mom and making sure I'm spending time with my children and making sure they feel loved and taken care of and adored. I have a big huge pot of spaghetti noodles all intertwined in my head, and I feel like I need to like take them all out and organize them, but I can't because they're all tangled together. Better than spaghetti noodles, what I feel like it is not spaghetti noodles. It feels like a big bucket of a bunch of necklaces and anklets and bracelets that are all tangled together, or like iPhone cords. Just the most obnoxious, horrible thing you can imagine, like whether it's cords or necklaces or spaghetti, whatever it is for you. The worst version of that is what's in my brain when I get overwhelmed. And I was telling Eric, I need to make it so that it's not spaghetti noodles, it needs to be organized. Like they all need to be like lined up so that I can see what I'm looking at, because when it's all jumbled, I can't see any of it and I get too overwhelmed, and then I just like get this paralysis, like I can't move, I can't do anything, it's all too much. And I just want it to like go to sleep and make it all disappear. What sucks about that is that nothing gets done, and also then I feel guilt and stupid and embarrassed and frustrated with myself that I'm not getting it all done, but I feel like I can't, because I can't see clearly what needs to be done, because every time I try to start a task, I get lost in the bucket of spaghetti and I can't find the task again because I found this noodle task, and then I lose that noodle task because I found this noodle task, and it's tangled up with this noodle task, and then I broke it, and maybe this is a stupid metaphor, but that's how I feel. Literally in bed for hours this morning instead of doing anything, and now I'm spending a lot of time beating myself up over this, and so I thought I would talk about it because this is something that happens to me every once in a while when I get super overwhelmed, and it is a big symptom of ADHD, and this happened to me all the time, like growing up in college and after college, and I never really knew what it was. I'm sure people without ADHD struggle with this too. I'm not saying this is just only if you have ADHD. I'm sure lots of people struggle with feeling overwhelmed and feel like they can't do anything. I'm saying this to see if there's anyone else out there who struggles with ADHD paralysis. Well, what do you do to get out of it? This is also something I will ask a therapist about, but I really always love your guys' advice, so I would love your advice on this one, and I'd love to know if you guys struggle with this too. It can get so bad that it causes lots of anxiety and stress and tears and just overwhelmed feelings, and then I get grumpy and rude, and it's just not good. So anyway, that's what I'm going through. McDonald's. Delicious. Also really bad for you. Bad for the environment. Not good. Shouldn't be eating that, but they're Coke slabs. Okay, before I go, I know I'm talking about this way too long, but I was looking up, like searching like how to get out of ADHD paralysis, like looking for tips. I've searched this before, but just to remind my own brain, and I'm finding all these little cute memes and things that I like helpful for me, so I was gonna share them with you. It says what ADHD paralysis looks like and what it feels like. It looks like you're just being a lazy little queef, but in actuality, your brain is going bananas, begging you to actually get the task done, and you can't because you're too overwhelmed. So I like that one because that's a good example of it. So you know what needs to be done, you can't prioritize, you're feeling overwhelmed and stuck, you avoid the task, feeling behind and stressed, then you do the task last minute, and then you feel guilty about the wasted time, and then it just keeps going in a cycle. But a lot of things are saying to write everything down, which I do. That is a big help for me in my brain. So I have a lot of journals, a lot of things I write things down, and writing it down on my phone doesn't work. Writing it down on a computer doesn't work for me. I have to physically write it down on paper. So that's usually the first thing I do. So I'm probably gonna go make a list right now, but yeah, let's go. Here we go, list time. Okay guys, I did it. I packed most stuff. This is like the annoying part where it's like the bits and the bobs and like your random trash, random things that you're like, I don't need to bring this, but I don't know where to put it, and I don't know, you know, like the bits and bobs. The kitchen still needs to be done, everything needs to be cleaned, and the office needs to be cleared out. But Kory did most of that already because he's a goddess from the heavens above. So that's good. But I'm gonna do a little bit of work, and then I'm gonna play with the kids, and then I'll finish after their bedtime, I think is the plan. But I have to get all my little lights up around here too, I'm just not realizing. Okay, bye. Okay, I got some work done, and now I'm gonna play with my babies and hang out with them and give them lots of snuggles and fun times, because that's my reward for all of my fun things that I got accomplished today. I think there's still a lot to do. I'm just ignoring that right now. Okay, well, we're at my parents' house. Since we're leaving tomorrow, we're trying to make the most of family time. So we're spending some time with my parents. The babies are eating dinner. They're so cute.
Are you a princess? Are you a princess? You're so cute. Are we eating dinner? Is that so yummy?
And look at this terrifying thing on the wall that I made when I was a young girl. I made this out of clay.
Well, not when the babies are done.
Because I thought it would be a cool picture frame. So the idea is that you put a photo in it, but it's never had a photo in it. It's always just been like that. Actually, they recreated that for the Haters Back Off house.
Bum, bum.
Hi, dude. What you doing?
Oh no. Let's go to jail.
No! No!
All right. Yeah, we're gonna go to dinner. Wesley's getting curls. Guys, he has little curls. Yay, cousin Fred! Jump, jump, jump. Are you jumping? Lynn found a caterpillar.
This was at the this is the caterpillar that turns into that.
And where did we see that kind of muff?
At the cabin.
The cool big moth that we saw at the cabin. Flynn found this caterpillar
In my street.
in the street, and we just looked it up, and it's the same exact caterpillar that turns into the cool, big, huge, beautiful moth we saw at the cabin. What are the chances? That's
great?
awesome, Flynn. So let me see this crazy jump.
This is the sky jump.
Okay, I want to see a sky jump.
There's a sky jump, a whale jump, and a pool jump.
Which one are you gonna do next?
The sky jump.
Okay, let me see.
It's just like in Paw Patrol, sky.
Oh yeah.
It's called the sky jump.
Okay, let's see it. Whoa, that was awesome.
Just like sky.
It was just like Sky and Paw Patrol. What's this one?
The wet one.
That was the wet one?
Yeah.
Because you splashed?
Yeah.
Hey, whale.
It's crazy. Whale jump. Whoa, nice. That's my favorite for sure.
No, this is the wheel jump.
Oh,
Kind of like rolling.
okay. Well, that's like the roly-poly jump.
And the wheel jump also goes like this.
Amazing. Okay guys, so my mom is a legend and my dad is a legend, and they offered to have the babies and Flynn spend the night so that we can get the whole house situated instead of focusing on getting them to bed and nighttime routine and then being quiet as we're finishing cleaning out the house. So I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, so here's what we've got going. My room is done. So obviously we're gonna sleep in here, so it's still kind of messy, but all I have out is my bag and my charger for my camera. In the closet, nothing in here. She's empty. And then I just have my suitcase of just everything that I need and anything the babies might need tomorrow, and a bag of toys out so that when we get home, we don't have to immediately unpack to get everything. I wanted to make sure when we get home, we can just settle and we don't have to unpack anything tomorrow. We can just like settle back in. Goodbye, bedroom. You did me well for 2 whole months. It was great. Bathroom is done except for I have my makeup out still and my toiletries because hello, I'm still gonna need to use the toilet and shower and use my makeup. But everything else in here, good to go. Goodbye, bathtub. You gave my babies so many baths, and it looks like the most beautiful bathtub in the world, and I never even went in it. Only my babies did. So I have just 2 suitcases open for miscellaneous things, but the living room is all packed up, all done. Obviously we have to clean it, but all of our stuff is out of it except for our 2 suitcases. But here's where everything is. Okay, so we have all of our family's toiletry stuff and the baby's clothes and Flynn's clothes and baby's clothes in these baskets. And then random baby things, Flynn toys, diapers, wipes and things, more diapers and wipes and things, all there pretty much. And Eric's already packed a lot of it in the car. I still have to go through all my stuff in the office, and I have to go through all the kitchen stuff. There's a lot, but we're getting there. We're very close. So goodbye, kitchen. I had so much fun in here with you. See you never. Okay, not a very eventful vlog for you. I apologize, but we're moving, so things are a little hectic. So I'm gonna go and finish packing up the house. It's been grand, it's been swell. One more night here, and then we're headed back home. So tune in tomorrow or soon, maybe in a couple days, who knows what's gonna happen, to see us go back to the other house. It's been a couple months, so I don't know if you guys miss it. I do miss it. It'll be nice to be there for who knows how long. Could be a month, could be a year, could be a week. I don't know. It just depends on how long it takes us to find something different. All right, love you guys so much. I will see you next time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe, I don't know when. I love you. Get tickets to see me on tour. Okay, bye.